experiences, some astrological alignments, and some larger questions that really need to be asked at this time. So I'm just, as always, I'm going to give a few minutes for people to show up because you know the way I roll. If Spirit says go, we go. Whenever that is, however that is, it just is. So let's give a minute for people to show up if they're going to join us. And, you know, some of you may join us through this conversation, some of you may join us later or watch the replay. So, as you know, yesterday was my birthday, the 23rd. I got, first of all, I'd like to acknowledge all of the goodwill, all of the beautiful well wishes. Some of you have sent presents, flowers, a balloon. It's been really lovely. So, thank you all so very much. It has been such a hard year. And you know, it's really wonderful to see the community come together, and it doesn't erase everything that happened, but it certainly makes me go, okay, universe, apparently I passed your test. So, you know, that is something that made me very, very happy. I did get two lovely bouquets from an Aquarian friend of mine and a cake, a rainbow unicorn cake, because I like rainbow unicorns. I did buy some art supplies, but I got a little too tired, so I couldn't do much. So I decided to extend my birthday celebrations to today, so I could go do my art and go get some dinner. So it's been really, really nice. And it's inspired me a lot in what I want to say with this video. And what just fell down in the background is what I wanted to show you. One of the lovely bouquets I received, and it's got the perfect energy for the work that I want to talk about today. So it decided, no, I have to be seen. I have to be seen. So yeah, let's get into it. So first of all, in addition to receiving wonderful well wishes and friends literally singing happy birthday and sending me videos, which is wonderful, I also did get I also did see a sign of something that I hadn't seen for a very long time, and it was an eagle. And each time I tell my brother to come and have a look, the eagle runs away. And I've always had visitations by eagles and by other birds, in particular sky priestess, right? And they will come out of their way to come and say hello to me. And the last time I saw this particular fellow, and it's not a kite, it's a proper eagle. It, the last time I saw this eagle was when my little girl went missing because she was scared by a big snake. And I was like praying and calling her back, and it happened. And she came back. And that was in February, and things haven't really felt right for me since February. Um, and seeing that eagle yesterday as I was coming back, I was tired, I was exhausted, I couldn't even stand just buying my art supplies. But I came back, saw that fellow, and went, you know what? Everything will be okay. I also did my annual tarot read, which is what I do on my birthday, and it's always accurate. In fact, this time I looked at it, I was like, should I jump off a bridge now or later? And I quickly called one of my besties, and she's like, no, it's okay. But it was like, first card, Tower. Second card, the Devil. Third card, Death. I'm like, what the hell? But thankfully, there were some good things in there, like Judgment and the Sun. And she said, well, you know, for you, those are good things because it means that a lot of wrongs are also going to be righted in my life. So, you know, next day is certainly going to be very eventful, very exciting. And when I saw that eagle, I knew no matter what is going to be coming, I am going to find a way through this. And, you know, so that there was a certain quiet conviction and quiet faith. And then I walked back inside, and one of my besties surprised me with yet another cake. Believe me, not all my birthdays are like this. This is very new for me. And I'm just like, whoa, the bar's been set really, really high now, but okay. And my little girl, realizing that I was in a lot of physical pain and I couldn't really move much, she just came by and she gave me the cutest little meow in the world to let me know that she wanted me to pick her up. She's not a cuddly girl. So she doesn't say meow, she says ma. She goes "Meow," and she came by and I picked her up, and that was her little present to me. And it's like, it's all of the warmth from people, all of the generosity from community in whatever way they've sent it. And I see that Grace is commenting. Yes, I was going to write to you. Grace has in a very loving gesture, has sent me some teas from Taiwan, which do taste very lovely, so thank you very much. I'm a big tea drinker, and I love tea. I love teapots, and I love teacups. In fact, for my bestest and oldest friend, I'm getting her a teacup and teapot set with Mrs. Potts and Chip from Beauty and the Beast, because both of us love the animation and she has a young child. So, teapots continue. But anyway, where was I? I got happy about teapots. Yes. Um, so, through all of this, and, having that shocker of a reading in the morning, seeing the eagle, getting lots of love, realizing I just had to slow down, say no to some things, take care of my body. We ended up having a very interesting experience with self-heating hot pots. So they literally give you things like a it's cheap. It's from China. They give you a little iron sachet that you put in with water and it heats up and you actually make a hot pot while sitting down. So we had like a camping style hot pot for me and my brother. The cake itself was delightful, the rainbow unicorn cake. It had all the colors, and I mushed it up and mashed it up, and it just was wonderful and delightful. It did have a horn, which I thought was a candle. I grabbed it, it broke, and I ate it. It turned out it was vanilla. My other cake, which my brother got me, was a durian cake, which is a flavor that you have in Malaysia. Durian is a kind of is a kind of it's a very spiky, thorny fruit, and some people have likened it to the smell of socks. Hotels won't allow you to carry it, but it's one of my favorite flavors. But I never ordered this because I know my brother would rather vomit than eat it. But he decided to order it for me, knowing that I've been denying myself it. I saw his face as he tried a bit. He was just like, I'm like, are you okay? And he goes, it doesn't hurt too much. I'm like, it's sweet. This is a kind of sweet sacrifice, though he wouldn't have called it sweet. But thankfully we had the other one on standby. And so, yeah. So it was a very interesting lesson. It was a very interesting lesson. So today I am hoping that I'm going to get that dinner that I missed out on and do the art that I was supposed to be doing. I did have a Guinness as promised, and that was nice. I spoke to some friends. But all of these things, you may be wondering, why is she talking about this? Well, title says one thing. Why is she talking about this? And the truth is, this is very much in experience and in action what the vibe of the present is now. And I know there's always this outpouring of love on my birthday, but I also know that it's being very strongly reinforced by the Saturn Uranus square, which goes exact today, the 24th. So yesterday we had the shifting of the nodes, and today we have the Saturn Uranus square, which we will experience again next year in October 2022. It'll be at the same degree, 18 Aquarius Taurus, but 21 minutes apart. So they count it as a near miss, but it's still going to be powerful. And, for me, the friend that sent me most presents is a lovely Aquarian. And okay, an Aquarian would have to teach me these lessons. And I realized that, the more I received completely, like I had no, no prediction, no nothing. I just was like, okay, I'm probably going to get some flowers. That's cool. But she managed to surprise me in a way that just elated me and, um, in a very deep way helped me undo a lot of old experiences I have had around my birthday, which was really wonderful. But again, it ties to that larger picture. So when we look, well, so and the reason why I'm tying all of this together now is I just finished my Tier 23 materials, and this was exactly what I was writing about. Ultimately, it comes down to creating experiences for each other through acts of joy, acts of caring, acts of love that are spontaneous, that are giving, that are rewarding, that are not coming with strings attached. No one is standing here going, I gave you this, you now have to do this for me, or I gave you this, I'm such a great person. No, they're presents, they are gifts. There's no big song and dance about how someone died and sacrificed, except my brother eating durian, but that was 1 minute. That's fine. You should see him if I eat it in the car. He's like, "Can I leave the car now?" So it was a big sacrifice for him. But apart from that, there's none of that song and dance. It's just something that has come very spontaneously and very organically, and I believe this is the way forward. Today is actually a very important day because what we're actually seeing is the triggering. There's major triggers happening in the skies right now. The Leo moon is waking up the North Node and South Node in Taurus and Scorpio. Ceres, Mother Nurturer, also Mother Smotherer, right next to the North Node in Taurus, and Jupiter in Aquarius. And this is what is known as a grand nodal fixed cross, because Taurus, Scorpio, Aquarius, and Leo are all lit up at the same time. We're going to be seeing more of this through the end of the year. And this is the kind of energy and the kind of example that I wanted to talk about before getting into that, because it's very easy to intellectualize this stuff. It's very easy to intellectualize this stuff. It's very easy to say this is the theory, this is the way things need to be done. But it's a lot more powerful when you can experience it, when you can feel it, when you can speak from it and speak to it directly, even if it is something as specific as someone's birthday. It's about that gift that is given when one simply seeks to love. And love can come in many ways: balloons, cakes, flowers, paintings. Love can come in a hug. Love can come in, buying something for someone they've avoided because you don't like it. Love can come just by sending someone teas. And thank you, all of you who were involved in that. Let's see, you listed down the names for me: Amanda, Indy, and you, and your sister helped to send it. Thank you. It just comes in so many different ways, and that's what heals people. So often humanity is pushed into this idea that there is a very particular shape and a very particular form of what achievement, success, and so on need to look like. Just checking to see if I have a delivery, and yes, I do. Yes, I do. You're going to join me on a delivery. Oh, I think my brother's presents are here. Haha. Ha 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 ha. So you're going to join me in picking up a delivery as I continue expounding on this. And I can also show you my trees outside, which are a good example of what I'm talking about. Give me a second. Hello. Thank you. So yes, we have a delivery. So the way I get stuff is through this really cheap delivery service. I mean, prices are ridiculous, but yeah, that's how I get stuff. So here we go. Yeah, so what I was saying, and you can also see part of my Christmas decorations. Little angels. I'm gonna fill those bowls with candles, so they're gonna look like they're having a tea party at night. And I also made a Christmas wreath. Oh, yeah, you can see that. And these two, and I'll explain why these are significant. Bear in mind the neighbor's dog is kind of getting excited. So this is the noni tree that came up by itself and it's just been doing its thing, along with another tree, along with another tree. All of these things grew by themselves in a year, especially when I couldn't handle the garden because the rats invaded, basically. So, after months, I finally went outside, checked it out. To my surprise, I see this forest, and I'm like, oh my goodness. Hence, the leaves of the wreath that I made are actually from the acacia tree, the Tasmanian acacia that I told you about. And in a different way, it's exactly the same vibe. What needs to be yours, what needs to be in your space, will find a way to be in that space. You can't control it. You can't claim it. You can't own it. You can't push it to where it needs to be. And all I know I did with that garden was, for a couple of months before all the health issues hit, I just gave it as much love as I could, and then I let it go. And then I came back and I see this. I go, oh my God, wow, it happened. And I found that through a very difficult year, this has been the same message again and again and again. I mean, we talk about unconditional love, yes, but so much of love and emotions have been kind of culturally coded to mean certain things in certain ways. Like whether it's culture, whether it's TV, whether it's media, whether it's whatever, they've kind of created boxes through which humanity experiences itself. So people then think, oh, okay, I'm feeling this because somebody told me this is what this is what I must associate with love or kindness and happiness. And so they use the words. But when people get stuck in those boxes that come through rhetoric, language, religion, whatnot, they forget about the actual emotion that is behind it. And that's when people say, I'm coming from my heart, they don't always mean it. They may think they mean it, but what they're thinking of is an emotional, egoic construct that has been taught to them. Whereas things that come from the heart don't take that hallmark form that we are conditioned to believe them to be. Things that come from the heart are spontaneous. They're wild like that garden, and I know that those plants have done a lot to shift the energy of that space. Or they come as flowers and gifts from people who love you. They come in ways that you do not expect. And that's that frequency of heart based consciousness, heart based leadership. I say leadership in particular, not using the word leader in a hierarchical sense, but rather to lead as in to show a way forwards that is different. So when we actually surrender to experiences and sit in the heart, it's not always glowing and happy and easy. It very often it's painful. Very often there's a lot of doubt. And sometimes it is your allies, your benefactors, your true friends and family who come forward and they help you see, hey, no, 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 you're okay. It's about embracing every emotion that you have and being willing to strip down the words that you use to understand those emotions so that you can actually find something that is authentic, that is conscious, that is deeply, deeply emanating from your heart center. And that's easier said than done because so much of us tends to be still stuck in the mind. I mean, it's one of the reasons why they say pain is such a powerful teacher. Kind of wish it wasn't, but it is, because that's something that takes you out of the mind unless you have a very strong defense mechanism built in, which is its own problem. It's something that forces you at the physical level, at least, immediately straight into the body. So you actually then have to learn how to listen to all of these subtle signs. I mean, I'm just sharing this stuff because, not because I'm saying, "Hey, I got this and I got that and I got this." Honestly, I am bewildered, humbled, honored, and I'm just very thankful. I'm just very thankful. I know there's going to be a lot of challenges next year, but I also see that when your heart is open, life finds a way, you know? To quote Jeff Goldblum in Jurassic Park. But life ultimately finds a way. And it is that space of openness, that space of humility and surrender with your heart, which is where you will actually find that capacity to lead, to show a way, to grow in a different direction that you never thought before. And so much of who I thought I was has been emptied this year, physically, emotionally, and in so many ways. I've just been drained. But at the same time, I actually don't feel any less. There's actually a lot more space, which is a good thing, and it prepares me to start new journeys. But if I were to have stuck with my idea of who I was and my idea of where I was meant to go and who I was meant to be with and what I was meant to do, I wouldn't have had those spiritual and beautiful experiences I had yesterday and today. It's that is what I mean by heart-based leadership. The second part of this video is called, finding a new paradigm of worth and value, because what I have found in my life is that, and I come from a background where there's a lot of emphasis that's placed on motivation and success. And for years, I've been asked to write a book on it, and I've just never been able to. Because my first paragraph is, What is success? Why do you want money? Do you actually want money or do you want something else? And then I just stop. So, it's what I find right now more important than ever is the realization of what is true worth and what is true value. And that cannot be measured by money. It is measured by your heart, it is measured by the love that you are able to freely give yourself, because it has to be directed inwards as well, and what you are freely able to give others. Because when you begin to give love and then kind of make a claim or an expectation of it, you taint the frequency of that love. If you are doing something as a transaction, that's a transaction. If you're going to a supermarket and buying an apple and paying for it, that is a transaction. But when you express and you unconditionally give that emotion or that energy to someone who wants to receive it, of course, don't just push it on people. um, there's no take backsies. There's no, okay, I've given this, now you got to do this for me. That's how it works. No, it's not. Love is unconditional, yes. It is unconditional in the sense that when it is pure in and of itself, there's no past, there's no present, there's no expectation, there's no sender, there's no receiver. There are no conditions upon it because it is pure and whole unto itself. And once you give it, you give it, and then you let it go. You don't know what it's going to do. And that's where people really find it difficult to deal with love as it is. Because even if you look at the system, of the energetic centers of the body, it is the heart center is not about being attached. It's compassionate detachment. It's not about reaching out and rooting everybody into a configuration or alignment. It is about compassionate detachment. It is not about hooking. It is not about clinging. It is a profound point of experience and mediation. The Chinese system sees it as the sovereign of the self, of course, but it is a focal point in many different ways in many different traditions. But nowhere does it mean enmeshment. And that's where Hallmark and Hollywood have kind of blurred everything together badly. So I like the idea of Valentine's Day. And yes, if someone wanted to celebrate it with me, I'd be like, if I like them, I'd be like, yeah, cool. But it's never really sat with me as something that made sense. Plus, the heart doesn't really look like the way that it's drawn. That's, yeah, no. But what I do see and what I do feel with that experience is that when we let go of the baggage surrounding the language of love, life becomes a lot more unpredictable. Life becomes a lot more unknowable, but at the same time, life becomes truer. Life becomes realer. Life becomes less glamoured. And that's scary for people because a lot of the times they are taught to live behind the concept, behind the word, which is in itself a spell, which is in itself an illusion. They're taught to dissolve themselves in a particular role of being, and that isn't necessarily who they are. But that is a difference between a spiritual part that is based on the mind and a spiritual part that is based on the heart. There is no romanticizing the heart because the heart itself is not necessarily romantic. It is an experience that you can never fully put into words. Right, I am back. Funnily enough, the cake I got smudged. So I didn't want to like make a big deal of it, but I told them, say, look, I'm not asking for a replacement. But yeah, this is not good. So, they wanted to call, and I guess they wanted to go and do something about it. I just said, I'm busy. Can you call me back? And we'll see what happens there. But yeah, what the heck was I saying before that? What was I saying? Heart, love, experience, unpredictability, surrender, vulnerable. Ah, yes. So one of the things that I would actually say as a tool that can actually help a person to dissolve some of those layers and some of those illusions. I love essential oils. and it's very good. It's a very good way of accessing different states of mind. But please look at the contraindications if you are near fur babies, people who are ill, very hypersensitive, and absolutely for people who are pregnant or intending to get pregnant. Some oils are emmenagogues and they are not good for that at all. So the oils that I have in mind that I've just been naturally drawn to and pulled to at this time are, of course, rose, because I like my roses, and geranium. And these oils I find to be things that pull us away from those mental constructs of love and more into the experiences of love. And for me, what I'm experiencing right now is the love of community that sees me for who I am and that is not that is not expecting me to be anything but who I am. And that is a gift. That is an absolute gift. Simply because you know me and you know I'm perfectly fine and civil up to a point where I get pushed. And most of you have already seen that and just gone, no, we're just going to accept her for who she is. And of course, the love of friends and family. It's funny, my bestest friend, my oldest friend, she says, "Did you get my email?" And I go, "I don't see anything from you." And I called her just to make sure I didn't miss anything. And she had sent me a gift via Audible, but of course they didn't say there's a gift. They just said, "You have a gift from us." And I'm like, "Oh God, it's spam." Thank God I didn't delete it. So, it's just gifts in different ways, little tokens here and there, and they make the world so much lovely. I mean, I'm already thinking, how do I give this back? How do I bring this joy to someone else's life? And I'm already thinking. I went to the art supply shop and I was like, I'm sure there are so many artists, young artists who need a little bit of help finding art supplies. Maybe I can do something there. That's just the way my brain thinks. All right. It's just who I am. But I promise I will have joy with my roses and my art supplies first. But but it's like, yeah, these little acts of love. Anna Dennis has a very good point. Don't put your essential oils in metal or plastic containers. Can't emphasize that enough. That is a very good point. Thank you so much for bringing that up. But I know this is a little bit long winded, but it's a feeling. I could have given you a very pithy, eloquent, intellectual understanding of this, and it wouldn't be as important, honestly, because it's a feeling. And I know the moment I say something, the moment I put intention into something, it's going to get that vibe, which is why we're doing this. So today, I hope you liked my Christmas wreath. I hope you like my Christmas wreath. So today we are going to continue our heart-centered celebrations. We have got some cheap ass Christmas decorations for our tiny tree, which is one of those tiny 30 centimeter things. And for Christmas, we are going to be showing you our tree. We've also got our deconstructed Yule log. We've also got some acacia. So, we're doing proper Yule, but the girls need their Christmas. We're calling it Kitty's first Christmas. So they are going to be wearing their Santa hats, which you will also see. I don't know how long they will stay still for. So we're also preparing for that. And today I would certainly be going to go and find my ingredients for eggnog since I can't buy it here. But let us now recognize the community. I hope you can understand the message that that I'm trying to give here. It's really the message of everything that I say, but it's it bears re-emphasis. Today in particular is important just because of the Leo moon activating the nodes, activating Ceres and Jupiter. It's very, very important to take to heart what I'm saying today. So, that's why it's out here. And I hope it comes through. I hope it comes through. That's all I can do. But, anyways, let's now go back to the community. Lots of you have said hello, and I have hopefully conveyed what I needed to. It's a feeling. It's a feeling. But so let's go to the hellos. Hello, Celine. Thank you for the good wishes. Hello, Nacha. Hello, Joyous. Hello, Kavya. Baskets of love, dice. Carmenas is her born day today. It was yesterday, the 23rd. For some of you, it's still the 23rd. Hello, Scorpio Moon. Nacha says, "Oh my God, what a tarot reading." Yeah, that was more, but you can believe my first reaction. Grace says, did you like the teas? I love them. Uma says, happy. Thank you so much. Polly says, happy birthday. Hello, Jay. Hello, Magneto. Hello, Yessie. Hello, Athena. Hello, Jess. Fantastic. Thank you so much. Hello, Dusana. Hello, Adrienne. Hello, Sky Blue. You have a good heart. You will do well. I hope so. Uh, thank you, Anadidus. Hello, Scotty. I see this the Asian genderqueer community is it's making networks. Nice, nice. Thank you, Tatan. Hello, Taylor. Who else do we have here? Hello, Kareen. Hello, Arlen. Hello, V Stormfelt Witch. Anadidus says, "What after that I can send on the oh, I'll send you a link for that. Thank you so much. That'll be nice." Sky Blue says rose tea is very nice too. Agreed, agreed. Um, Rachel says, hello, family. Hello. Hello. Nice to see you. Celine says, I do understand the message and appreciate it a lot. My North Node is in Leo in my fifth house, and I feel this life is really asking me to be in my heart space. That makes sense. That makes sense. You're going to have a lot to do with that next year. We Feltwood says, living in the car at TM. Oh boy, I know how that is. That's not fun. That's not fun. Um, Rachel says, happy birthday, Dr. B. Thank you so much. Arlen says, wanted to mention to everyone that rose hydrosol is a beautiful way to enjoy rose oil safely. Thank you. Thank you. Do the same contraindications still apply for medical reasons? But, I love roses. I've always loved roses. Roses are the best. Um, but yes, just did a quick catch up with everyone. Um, what else did I want to say? It's feelings. I could say, everybody close your eyes, I'm going to give you an energy transmission now. I could say that, or I could just do what I'm doing, because it's the same thing. Let me show you my balloon that my dear Aquarian friend got me. Look at this. I love my balloon. My balloon is awesome. So but it's good stuff. It is good stuff, all of it. If there are any questions on what I've said, I doubt there would be, but you may actually surprise me. So if there are any questions on what I have said, please feel free to ask. I'm just looking to see if there's anything that needs to be said. Like, oh, I did do something nice to myself. I got some nice shampoo and soap. I am a super girly girl. Super girly. I like me my earrings, cheap but cute stuff. My earrings, my shawls, my oils. I like rainbow unicorns. I like chocolates, balloons, flowers. But yeah. So I can show you my paint kit. This is what I got for myself yesterday. Hang on, that is remove that. This is what I got for myself yesterday. I decided to go and get back into some art. Unfortunately, didn't get the chance to use it, but hopefully I can do some work today. But yeah. And Adonis says they absolutely love rosemary. So great for people with squirrel brain. This is true. This is true. Rosemary is very good for memory and also for the hair. Jess Tifang says, so sending some Lisa Frank could be on brand. I don't know what that is, but I look forward to find out. Anurag says, a belated happy birthday. Hope the new year will be a fantastic year. All the best. Thank you so much. I truly believe that good wishes, and I don't mean when someone goes, sending you thoughts and prayers, because that's usually just it's just that line. But I feel that when people come together to really wish someone something good, um, I think that is the power of prayers. It has always should have been. It's that collective care bears there. I was thinking to myself, if ever someday I had like a huge mass meditation, which you never know it might happen, that's probably going to be my biggest technique. Care bears there, but refined. I tell you one interesting thing that happened though. Now the weather report for this area for Kuala Lumpur was like rain, rain, and rain. I did a very powerful solstice blessing for the Tier 23 group. Again, these things happen just because they happen. And the rain actually just stopped. It hasn't rained here. It was supposed to, it hasn't. So I know that there is something collective that is moving through the work and through the people drawn to the work, because anyone in, who manages to sit with me for a couple of times and who actually likes the vibe of the work, they tend to be people of extraordinary caliber. I mean, that it's like, I'm always amazed at the people that eventually find their way to me. They're already people who have been searching, who have been seeking, and very often have had their asses handed to them long enough to know that this is actually where it's at, you know? But yeah, I think that this group, this community can do so much more together. And I hope that next year finds more opportunities for that to happen. I'm going to be trying to do something, health permitting. And hopefully, I will see you next year, because I'm hoping to do a little bit of traveling when possible. And of course, saying hi to different lands. Oh, here we go. Uh, okay. Sky Blue says, nice, have fun with your artwork. Happy birthday. Thank you. All right. Anadinus and We Stompville, which are having a conversation. This is true. We Stompville, which, if there's something that the community can do, if you have like a GoFundMe or something, just feel free to drop a line, and it's okay. I don't say that to most people because I know that, I hold a very tight space, but you've been a part of the community for a while, and I'm sure people would like to help out. So feel free to drop a GoFundMe line if you wish. Ireland says, Cabas, my dear friend, witch storm warrior Alyssa, has just passed from Earth yesterday evening. She was 37. Aye, she had a very rare form of breast cancer she was struggling with since 2018. Well, I hope that, she is where she needs to be and is surrounded with a lot of love, with a lot of compassion, wherever she is right now. And thank you for sharing that too. Can't call it a heart space if all you're going to talk about is Cabas. But yeah, I'm also hoping to, if possible, ah, if possible, I'm also hoping to go to some of the places that are strongly connected with the Mary and the Magdalene energies. I was a pilgrimage that I was supposed to go to in Europe, and that was 2016, and just stuff happened and it got disrupted. So I'm hoping that I'd go see my gal pals that way again. But yeah, let's see what happens next year. It's going to be eventful. Um, mm-hmm, right. V Stormfeld, which drop me a line. It's the skypriestess at gmail.com. But make sure you put the in front, because somebody else has just the other email. So I'm sure they've already received a lot of weird messages. Yeah. Okay. So I am going to let you go now, and I hope you are all saturated with good vibes and communal feeling in a good way without the Kool-Aid. It gets weird when people go with their heads. Go with hearts, things tend to be better. Love, true love, will always cut through the bullshit. That's what it is. It's not about how people demonstrate care. It's not about the productions they put on. It is about pure presence. And sometimes it cuts, because heart based consciousness is not always pleasant. So, but it's real. And thank you for making this a very real community space. And may we all have a blessed year ahead. And like I said, I'll be back for Christmas with the girls in Santa hats. So take care. Very many blessings. As Arlen says, haha, no Kool-Aid, just rose oil. I can get down with that. Take care. Very many blessings and lots of love to all of you. Ciao, ciao for now. Bye bye.